Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर
Gaur
भक्तवृंद।
Bhakta,
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री
Shri
अद्वैत
Advaita
गदाधर
Gadadhar
शिवासादि
Shri Gaur
गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today is Saturday. It is 6th of December. It is Narayana Masa or Pausha Masa, Krishna Paksham, and Vidyatidi. There are no Vaishnava events in the calendar. So we shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Lord Brahma is seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his heart. He is the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. He is in the Garbhodaka ocean lying. It's a huge body. He is alone. He is alone there. And lying on the Adishesha. So this is again, so just to recap how the beauty of the Supreme Personality and also the Ananta. Mrunala Gaurayata Shesha Bhoga Paryanka Ekam Purusham Sayanam. Panata Patraikam Mudharatna Dibihi Atadbanta Yuganta Toye. प्रेक्षां क्षिपान्तं हरितोपलाद्रेः सञ्जावृणीभिः उरुरुक्ममुद्नः रत्नो ददारौषधि सौमनस्य वनसृजवेणुमुदाङ्घ्रिपाङ्घ्रेः आयामतो विस्तृतः स्वमान देहेन लोकप्रियसङ्ग्रहेण विचित्रदेव्या वर्णां शुकानां कृतश्रियापाश्रितवेषदेहम् पुंसां स्वकामाय वियुक्तमार्गैः अभ्यच्यतां कामजुगाङ्घ्रिपद्मम् प्रदर्शयन्तं कृपया न केन्दु मयूकभिन्नाङ्गुलिचारुपत्रम् मुखेन लोकार्तिहरस्मितेन परिस्फुरत्कुण्डलमण्डितेन सोनायुतेन अदरबिम्बभासा प्रत्यर्ह्यन्तं तुनसेन सुभ्रुवा. So beautiful. These are all glorifying the Supreme Personality of God. How beautiful He is. As soon as one sees the face of the Lord, all of his distress and lamentations will be dissipated immediately. Mukena lokati harsmitena parispurat kundala manditena. And dazzling earrings, so it is so glittering and so effulgent, and his smile and his lips, other bimba bhasa, and that reflections falls on the nose and face as well again. Sonaithen adre bimbhavasa pratyarhyantim sunasen subhrava, and his highly raised nose and very beautifully curved eyebrows, subhrava. So likewise, Maitri Muni speaking to Vidura and what Brahma is saying in his heart, Antarhudaya Avbhatam. And now further, it is describing here. The picture here, it is Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. He is in the ocean, and it's a gigantic form again. Brahma is sitting on the lotus flower, which has come from the navel of, and here we see his lotus feet and white Ananta here, bedstead of Ananta, and Ananta is here. So much of beauty. Then today further it is described about his yellow garment. Yellow garment, on top of that a nice belt which is decorated, nicely appearing, which is a waist thread, and also he has got very valuable jewels in his necklaces, like valuable necklaces, and also the costume that Srivatsa mark on his chest, it is so pleasing. Likewise, Maitreya Muni speaking to Vidura, what Brahma is saying there. Okay, we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 8 and verse number 28. But what's someone else? कदम्ब किञ्जल्कपिसिङ्गवाससा स्वलं कृतं मेकलया नितम्भे हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्स श्रीवत्स वक्षसलवल्लभेन. Again, once more, very beautiful shloka, again glorifying the beauty of the Lord, his yellow garment, Pitavasa, and also the waist thread and the valuable jewels, and then Srivatsa, the four things. कदम्ब किञ्जल्कपिसिङ्गवाससा स्वलं कृतं मेकलया नितम्भे हारेण चानन्तधनेन वच्च श्रीवत्स वक्षसलवल्लभेन. Kadamba Kinjalka. Kadamba Kinjalka is the saffron dust of the Kadamba flower. Pisenga Vasasa is the clothing is dress of a yellow color, which is like the saffron dust of the Kadamba flower. Kadamba Kinjalka Pisenga Vasasa, the yellow garments. Swalam Krutam Mekalaya Nitambhe. Su Alam Krutam. Su Alam well decorated Mekalaya by the belt or the waist on his waist. So what it tells, so that means most of the men, they wear this waist thread. So this is for the Lord also, it is decorated. Mekalaya Nitambe. Mekalaya Nitambe. And Nitambe is the on his waist. That is well decorated. Solan Guru Mekalaya Nitambe. Harena Chadanta Dhanena Vacham. And Harena. And all the by the garland. Harena Cha. Also Ananta Dhanena, the very highly valuable garlands, very highly valuable garments. Vatsa, O Vidura, here Maitreya Muni is saying to Vidura, Vatsa. And then further, Srivatsa Vakshasala Vallabhena. Srivatsa is of the transcendental marking on his chest. Srivatsa Vakshasthala on the chest. Vallabhena, it is very pleasing. It is again glorifying the beauty of the Lord. So likewise, Brahma is saying the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Kadamba Kinjalka Pisinga Vasasa Swalam Kutam Mekalayanitambe Harena Chananta Dhanena Vatsa Srivatsa Vakshasala Vallabhena. Translation. Oh my dear Vidura, the Lord's waist was was covered with yellow cloth resembling the saffron dust of the Kadamba flower, and it was encircled by a well-decorated belt. His chest was decorated with the Srivatsa marking and a necklace of unlimited value. Okay, there is no purport for this shloka. Okay, so this one, Srivatsa Vakstala Vallabhena. Srivatsa is a symbol of goddess of fortune residing on his heart. Syami Prutavrati Sobhitaya Sriya Svaha. Chodamanim Subhakayantam Ivatmadishnyam. In the Vaikuntha planet, it is described very beautifully. She also gives so much of pleasure to the Lord, and also she beautifies. Syame Pratavrati Sobhitaya Sriya Svaha Chodamanim Chodamanim. So just like a Chodamani. So likewise, Srivatsa is the mark of goddess of fortune. It is like a Srivatsa mark. It is on the chest of the Lord. Vakshasthala Vallabhen, very pleasing. Okay, so I request dear devotees, you also kindly take a turn to recite this particular shloka. It is so pleasing. Okay, and first of all, I request dear devotee follow line by line behind me. Kadamba Kinjalka Pisinga Vasasa
कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिसङ्गवाससा
स्वलं कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे
स्वलं कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे
हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्स
हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्सा
श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन
श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन
अगेन कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिसिंहवाससा
कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिसङ्गवाससा
स्वलं कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे
स्वलं कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे
हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्स
हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्सा
श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन
श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन
अगेन कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिसिंहवाससा
कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिसङ्गवाससा
स्वलं कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे
स्वलं कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे
हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्स
हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्सा
श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन
श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन
Very beautiful. Okay. And would you like to go on your turn to recite? Who would like to go first?
May I have go, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, please.
कदम्बकिञ्जलकपिसङ्गवाससा स्वलं कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे हारेण चानन्ततनेन वत्सा श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन.
Very nice.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So beautiful. Next devotee, Lalita Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. I'll go. Thank you, Prabhuji. Kadamba kinjalkapisangavasasa swalankrtam mekalayanitambe harina chanantadhanena vasta srivastavakshasalavallabena.
Very beautiful.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Jayaved Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Kadambakinjalkapishangavasasa swalankritam mekhalaya nitambe harena chananta dhanena vatsa shrivatsa vakshasah sthalavalabhena. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Saranya Mataji. Ramlala Prabhuji. Okay, Sanchita Mataji. Ramlala Prabhuji, please.
कदम्बकिञ्जलङ्कपिङ्गसभाससा सालङ्ककृता मेखलाय नितम्बे हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्स श्रीवत्स वक्षस्थलवल्लभेन.
Very beautiful, Prabhuji. Very nice. So, do we have Sita Sundari Mataji?
No, Hare Krishna, no.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Sanchita Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिसङ्गवाससा स्वलङ्कृतं मेखलाय नितम्बे हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्स शिवत्सवक्षः स्थलवल्लभेन. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Saranya Mataji. Available? Yeah, that's all that if not available. Asha Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Kadambakinjalkapisangavasesa swalankrudam mahalaya nidambe हारेण चानन्ददानेन वत्सा श्रीवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन.
Very nice. Okay, so here the same shloka, different devotees give different mellows in glorifying the Lord. Their taste will be including, and that is it is specific to them individuals. So I may recite one way, other devotee may. So number of ways of relishing by glorifying the Lord. At the end, object is the only one. Okay, so again, it is specific to individual, how they recite, how they glorify the Lord. The beauty is there in their heart. It will come out when they do it so pleasingly. Okay. Kadambakingjalkapisingavaससा स्वलं कृतं मेकलया नितम्भे हारेण चानन्तधनेन वच्च श्रीवत्स वक्षस्थलवल्लभेन. Very nice. Anyone else wanted to go again?
Yes, Prabhuji, I wouldn't mind, please.
Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Kadamba kinjalka pishanga vasasa swalankritam mekhalaya nitambe harena chananta dhanena vatsa shrivatsa vakshasaha sthala vallabhena. Sorry, shrivatsa vakshaha sthala vallabhena. Sorry.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else want to go? Yes, Mataji.
I'll go, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिसङ्गवाससा स्वलङ्कृतं मेकलया निक्तम्बे हरेण चानन्तदानेन वस्ता श्रीवत्सवक्षस्थलवल्लभेन. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Very beautiful. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else? Yes,
I want to.
Mataji.
कदम्बकिञ्जल्कपिशङ्गवाससा स्वलङ्कृतं मेखलया नितम्बे हारेण चानन्तधनेन वत्सा श्रीवत्सवक्षसहस्थलवल्लभेन.
Very beautiful.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, may I go?
Yes, Mataji. Put more spice in reciting, Mataji.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Put more spice in reciting the shloka. More of mellows.
Mills.
Mellows, yes.
Okay. Kadambakingjalakapisangavasasa swalam kritam me kalaya nitambe harena chanantatanena vatsa srivatsa vakshasalavallabhena.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Ramlala Prabhuji, would you like to go?
Adambokinjalanka pingasabasasa salankrita mekhalaya nitambe harena chananto dhanena vatsa srivatsa vaksha stala vallabhena.
Very nice. So beautiful. Thank you, Prabhuji. Anyone else wanted to go? Okay. This is the beauty of the Lord. About the dress, about his waist thread, that is Mekalaya and Pisingavasasa, and also the Hara, which is most valuable, and Srivatsa. So these are the four objects are being glorified here. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. We shall move to Srila Prabhupada as a daily letter. Okay, so today letter to Vaikunthanatha, January 12th, 1971, Allahabad. Can I request Sanjita Mataji to read this letter, please?
Yeah, Prabhuji, thank you. My dear Vaikunthanatha, Please accept my blessings and offer the same to your good wife, Sardiya Dasi. Sorry. I'm very glad to hear from you after some time, and I'm glad that you are feeling very happy in our society. That is the sign of advancement in spiritual life, that one is detached from material sense gratification and finds pleasure in serving Krishna only. I think, as you say, that Trinidad is the stepping stone to South America, and it is very good proposal that you and your wife shall go there with the encouragement and support of some natives. When people are also so eager for Krishna consciousness, it is our duty to go and enlighten them. Lord Chaitanya wanted this mission spread up over the globe. Now you are kindly helping to fulfill his transcendental desire. I am very anxious to see this movement having centers in all the important cities of all the 7 continents. That was serve the purpose to bring in unification of the entire world under the banner of Krishna consciousness movement within a very short time. The secret of preaching work is that one must keep himself fit in spiritual strength by maintaining always the highest standards of purity in Krishna consciousness. Our process is simple and practically experimented everywhere. Simply by vibrating the Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 rounds daily, one advances to the stage of sadachara or good habits, and when he is pure in consciousness by devotional service, he advances to the stage of ecstatic love of Krishna. We should always pray to Lord Chaitanya simply to be engaged in his confidential service by chanting Hare Krishna mantra always. That will purify us and give us the strength needed to infuse others with Krishna consciousness. I will be very glad to receive the package of deity clothes made by Sardiya, by Sardiya, but they have not arrived yet. I have been traveling about between many provinces of India and my mail is not always received timely. Anyway, I am expecting them at any moment. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami, ACBS DC. Yes, thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji, you wanted to add?
So first he has conveyed his gratitude to his wife, and I'm very glad to hear from you. After some time, glad to hear the feeling very happy in our society. So he's writing to here Vaikunthanatha. So and after saying good vibes, so few things what I understood, like stepping stone to in South America they are planning to set up a ISKCON Krishna conscience to they wanted to spread out. With that he is written in eager to the letter. That is what the second, this is what he mentioned, and it's a very good proposal that you and your wife we shall go there and with encouragement and support of some activities. So he is requesting Vaikunthanatha. So he go and you along with your wife and do put a stone, means it seems like there is no at that point of time there was no Krishna consciousness was not there. That means, so he is asking to requesting to the Vaikunthanatha and his wife put a stone to spread the Krishna consciousness and make awareness to the people who are living there. When people are so eager of Krishna consciousness, it is our duty to go and enlighten them. Lord Chaitanya wanted this mission spread up all over the globe. So he is requesting. So this is Lord Chaitanya mission. So he wanted to spread Krishna consciousness across the globe. With that intent, he is requesting Vaikunthanatha, please go there and put a stone of Krishna consciousness. So now you are kindly helping to fulfill his transcendental desire. I am very anxious to see this movement having center in all important cities of all 7 continents. So this is something like, right, he wanted, that is a Krishna Chaitanya mission. He wanted to spread Krishna consciousness across the globe, all 7 continents, so that everyone will be under Krishna consciousness. So that is the purpose of the mission. This will serve to bring unification. So when everyone starts uh, transcendental towards Krishna consciousness, so obviously we'll all live under Krishna feet. So that will protect us and will lead to the towards spiritual journey. That is what they are trying to do, this one, the mission. The secret of preaching work is that one must himself eat fitness, spiritual strength, and by maintaining always highest standards of purity in Krishna consciousness. When you start doing Krishna consciousness, so a spiritual thing, obviously we will be purified ourselves and we will increase the spiritual strength. So that is the intent. They have wanted spread across all the continents. Our process simple and practical, experimented everywhere. So simply vibrating, that is right. So when you start vibrating Hare Krishna, how many times, how long? So that will make you purifies our body, as well as it increases the spiritual strength in our reality. Even we are and every day we are doing, right, so we are observing the same thing. So that is also, since they had experience, they are spreading, they wanted to spread the same thing across the world. With that intent they are doing it. That is what I understood. uh, then was six daily ones to the stage of sadachara, or good habits. Yes, right, when you want to when you start reading, you yourself realize sadachara, what is good habits we have to follow. So obviously that will adapt. Even if you have something, you will leave it for the sake of Krishna consciousness. So that then start doing Hare Mantra, everything will happen automatically. So no need to worry. That is what even I observed. So when he is pure consciousness by devotional service, so these two things brings to the Krishna consciousness, they are obviously, right. So one is continuous chanting of Krishna, all definitely it will brings to the sadachara, good habits brings to you, and increases the devotional service and increases the spirituality as well. That is, so we are all experiencing the same experience, I think. So the same thing he also experienced, and he's sharing to across all the entire world. That is the intent. He wanted to put a stone in uh, America, so North America, I think, right? Sorry, I missed out. He advances to the stage of acoustic love of Krishna. We should always pray to Lord Chaitanya simply to be engaged in his confidential service by chanting Hare Krishna always, so that he will purify us and give strength needed to infuse others with Krishna consciousness. So he's requesting we should always engage, uh, pray for Lord Chaitanya, so that by chanting Hare Krishna chant, so he will get more strength to infuse Krishna consciousness across the globe. So that is what he is requesting. I am very glad to receive the package of deity clothes made by Sharadiya. I think he received a clothes from Saradiya, that is devotee clothes, but they have not arrived yet. Yeah, it yet to happen. So I have been traveling about between many provinces of India, and mail is not always received timely. So I think that is so he is traveling across all the continents, all the places in India. So that is what he is mentioning. My mail may not be reachable, but expecting in delay. That is the last thing he has mentioned, Prabhuji. Yeah, thank you. Maybe many things I missed out. Yeah, that is, thank you for giving for an opportunity to explain about the letter. Please forgive me. Please accept my apologies, sir, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely explained. Thank you so much. Any other comments? Dear devotees, you wanted to add? Sanchita Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Mataji has very nicely explained all the points, so it's fine. Yeah, that's all right.
Any points you wanted to add, Mataji?
So yeah, the one point I would like to highlight is when Prabhupada says our process is very simple. So basically, he has got this like one sentence he always says like, books are the basis, purity is the force, preaching is the essence, and utility is the principle. It's like a very famous quote by Prabhupada. So which emphasizes that spiritual life relies on the scriptures, internal purity, and then sharing the message, so which is like preaching. So uh, books are the basis means like of course we all know, but just still sharing, like studying scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, that provides a foundation of the understanding of the spiritual truth. Like it's not that of course we chant, but at the same time when we read the books, it's not, we are not making up anything. So Prabhupada says just repeat like a parrot. It's not a mental speculation concoction. We just read the book. Prabhupada has worked so hard to do all the purports, do the lectures, morning walks and letters. So we just repeat that. So how do we preach? We read the books and repeat the message. Purity is the force, like of course chanting, following the regulative principles and all. So purity of heart and mind is achieved when we follow a disciplined life, and then when we follow the regulative principles, then the devotion, it's like Prabhupada says Krishna consciousness is a science. So this devotion, when we follow it, like in science, when we do what is required, then the experiment we get the result. Similarly, when we follow the discipline of a purity of heart and mind, devotion generates like the spiritual energy to progress. So that devotion will generate automatically. We will like close ourselves from the material world outside. Like Prabhupada says that you if you just hold on to chanting, then other things like people who are interested in watching football match or watching TV, movies and all that, those habits, the bad habits, they just like get uh, on their own. People just lose the taste because we get the higher taste. And preaching is the essence means of course what we have learned, we just share the knowledge with others. Sharing the spiritual knowledge and the principles, it's like for with others, it's like vital force. And we see like with Amuga Prabhu, he's working day and night learning and then preaching. So that is for practicing Krishna consciousness, that is a vital part of the practice as well. And then he says utility is the principle. So why does he say that? Like it should not be that we just in the morning we do 2 hours or evening we do 2 hours. He's saying like include everything including our lives, our assets, our time. It should be given in Krishna's service. So Prabhupada has not just said, it's not a quote by him, it's in God's service. He has just shown it by example, so he has lived it by example. So that's how he says utility of it is the principle. And then by that he has been able to engage all his Western disciples who were just once upon a time, they were hippies, they were so scattered, disorientated in their thoughts, material thoughts. But doing that, he has able to include every people. They left their jobs and everything. So with their lives, their assets, and time, everything devoted to Krishna's service. So this phrase basically is one of the guiding philosophy taught to us by Prabhupada for the followers, for us followers, and his immediate disciples, when he had stressing that the knowledge from the books combined with the purity, um, it's a it's a practical way of servicing, doing the service. And finally, like what is the application of this quote? So it says that like remain focused in bhakti yoga and don't get distracted, and so that our energy is completely focused, and our efforts and energy is focused in spiritual progress, like for us and as well as the community. So that's a message here, Prabhu, like from the quotes. I thought it's like when he says our path is simple, so that's what he meant by that. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, sorry, Prabhuji. One thing he has mentioned, like 16 rounds of daily one Maha mantra we have to chant. That is what that is also he has highlighted. But for some reason we might not be able to reach that, right? So it's a bit, it's
What reasons, Mataji? For some reason, for
so
example.
the 16 rounds he has mentioned for simply vibrating the Hare Krishna 16 rounds daily once one advances to the stage of Sadachara or good habits. So is it a mandatory? This is something like, right, when he is in pure and conscious by devotional service. It's
Okay.
clearly mentioned, right? 16 rounds daily. We have to one advance to the stage of Sarad. So in order to advance to the Sadachara or good habits, I think we have to do 16 times rounds a daily.
Yes, Mataji. So the actually 64 rounds, not 16 rounds, actually 64 rounds. But Prabhupada, when it takes around to do 7 to 8 hours to do the chanting. That is actually the prescribed in the Gaudiya Sampradaya. But Prabhupada, because he's preaching in the Western, so and when he says that 64 rounds, all the devotees says, "Oh, it's not possible, Prabhupada." And then Prabhupada says, "I will reduce to 32," because they wanted to carry out book distribution and temple management, many other activities. So 32. And again they said, "It is impossible, even 32." And then Prabhupada says, last thing, only 16 downs. This is 16 downs on the strength of the spiritual master. Whatever spiritual master speaks, the Lord makes it true. न भारते मिंगम मृषोपलक्षिते न वै क्वचित् मे मनसो मृषागतिः न भारते. Whatever the spiritual master speaks, it will become true because he is always keeping the Lord in his heart. He does not have any personal intentions. So whenever he sets a particular thing, it is a standard. So here Prabhupada has come down from 64 to 16. Okay, that is the standard. When who follows the instruction of with complete faith and spiritual master and Krishna, then he will progress. So here, when we have 24 hours in a day, how we can utilize 24 hours in a best way without wasting a single moment? Everyone is an expert in understanding and making that time. But
So
yeah,
you mean to say, Prabhuji, sorry to interrupt you. So during the day, while doing work, some other things which we do, right, that will also be counted or not?
if it is related to Krishna, that is counted. So, for example, we have got 24 hours a day. For example, for sleeping, we may just keep aside few hours, maybe 6 to 8 hours, depends on one's capacity. And more waking up and then taking bath and then all those things within 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and then doing your prayers, and then again few minutes again cooking for some time and looking after children for some time and then going to work again, prescribing again, setting aside again 8 hours or 9 hours for the work purpose to maintain the body and home, and then coming home again devotional activities carry out and cooking and everything. While cooking also we keep chanting. Sometimes when we don't find time, here actually especially working mothers, working devotee mothers, their life, it is so packed, completely packed. They do not have breathing time to think of something else. They need to look after the family. They have to work and they need to chant, they follow regular principles, looking after the children, and are there also their personal prayers to the Lord. It is completely fully packed. They do not have even a single bit to go into something else, to think of something else. So in such a way they progress. But that will as they keep going on in their lives. But when they cross around 50, their children have grown up and they're able to manage themselves. And then gradually they will be relieved from the materialistic activities and they can focus more and more and absorb in devotional services. Okay, that is how things would go. But if we just give lenience to something else which is not Krishna consciousness, then it will dilute. But everyone is expert in their own way, according to the circumstances. Swadharmacharanam sekya vidharmacha nivattanam daivalabdhen santosha atmavicharanarchanam. Swadharmacharanam sektya, according to one position, so he has to work to maintain his body. Swadharmacharanam sektya vidharmacha nivattanam, no more Vidharma, which is against the principles of devotional service. Dayavalabdhen santosha, atmavit charanachanam, and be self-satisfied. Do not hanker for unnecessary things by spending unnecessary time. Working here in one job is not sufficient. Again, going earning more money in another job, it will take all of our life. So just keep only one particular job and be satisfied with that. Daivalabdhenu santosha, Atmavit charanacharam, surrendering oneself unto spiritual master. Atmavit charanacharam. So that is very simple. Prabhupada is here giving those instructions to his disciples. He advances to the stage of ecstatic love of Krishna. Any contemplations, Lalita Mataji?
I have one question on that. Is because the people who can't do, just my example only, I'm not able to do 16 rounds to be so Dhruv. So is that fine? Because as you mentioned, right, I'm also working woman and I have good kids. So with that, I'm not able to manage. And along with that, started with Sri with a very long back. So I have something to do chanting for that. So mm, so is that makes any wrong way? So
No,
I'm not.
Mataji. This is the steps. Immediately we may not chant 16 rounds. It's not possible if a new person comes in. Again, it needs a complete conviction and where to spend, how to manage perfectly. That will come in later days. We do not have to be immediately perfect. But what is important is staying with the devotees who are chanting, following regulative principles, what they are doing, observing them. But what and all we can do at the moment, we keep doing. Either starting with 2 rounds and then later 4 rounds, and then observing our times also, our habits, our time. And then gradually we may understand. Lord will give or He will arrange those things. He may make your work to be reduced from 10 hours to 8 hours so that you will feel bit free so that you can spend time for chanting like that. But when
Yeah.
the devotees keep progressing, do not reduce, keep faith and Krishna. So and ask him that please give me strength so that I can complete the 16 rounds on one day, and then I will maintain that one. That way we pray to the Lord and Srila Prabhupada and the Vaishnavas and Guru so that I want to progress in spiritual life.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. That's it from my side, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the explanation.
Thank you, Mataji. Any other comments, dear devotees? Ramlala Prabhuji, you wanted to add anything?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah, yes, already it was covered. Here, Prabhupada mentioned actually to encourage, because the devotees who were actually he moved different places around the world, but it was in the Central America. Actually, it's not north, not south, between this Caribbean place, and he believed that everywhere Krishna consciousness has to be spreaded. And even now the ISKCON temple in Trinidad. So one is considered as a Deve, and another is even Madhuban farm also there. Very lovely farm there. Whatever I heard, many devotees I know. But actually, whenever the devotee is moving any place, they are like stepping stepping stone. And how they spreading, actually they spreading, whatever they touch, the place will be purified. And there is one thing, actually, how the power will come. Power will come only due to Sadachar. And what is the Sadachar? Actually, we follow the instruction of Guru Krishna. Prabhuji already mentioned. Whatever Guru mentioned, actually it is actually authority. This is authoritative source. This is real authority. So we have to follow that. And maybe we can think, okay, this is the not only this following the rules. Furthermore, whenever we practice, then we feel ecstasy, feel real joy, real ananda. Then we can spread others. We can mention to others. So this is the joy of Krishna consciousness. So actually, this is the sacred thing. Only how to do that? When we sincerely chanting 16 rounds, we read scripture and hear from Guru his orders. Then it can be spread out. And devotee become happy whenever any place it is spreading. Now Krishna consciousness is spreading anywhere in the world. Even in the Africa, some other place, even we cannot imagine some place, even it was spreading. Many devotees, his Prabhupada's disciple, Vishnu Swami and others also, even what is it? Radhanath Swamiji and what is it? Many others, pure devotees, they are moving, and many places it's concentrated. And how it is going on, how is it, even China also, it was. How it is? Only due to Sadasar. If person is as a devotee become as a pure, he what is this that I am repeating? We have to chant, that is minimum 16 round. And second thing, we have to maintain Sadasar, not only chanting, but other things also we have to maintain. For example, we have to take prasadam, we have to distribute prasadam also another part, and we have to share Krishna Katha with others. Listen, all these are the Krishna consciousness movement. And Prabhupada always mentioned, this letter also is highlighted. Actually, if you do that, you feel ecstasy, then our mission will be spread out. It is actually considered as simple. Those who are sadhaka, they feel it is simple, not as difficult. Because before we can think, okay, I don't have time, but I have time for other things. Krishna, two things. One, I have to add also another comment, another thing about Prabhupada life. So he mentioned to his wife, you want to tea or me? And his wife mentioned, I need tea, I want tea. And at that moment, Prabhupada left this house. And she felt, his wife, she felt that it is only joking. But he took seriously, he moved from house. So we have to take this is either tea or me. This same thing is either Krishna or Maya. Two things. Toss. Either head or tail. This is in the many games also, head or tail. We have to toss. Either Maya or Krishna. So if we don't take Krishna, then Maya will come. Maya will allow us to do some other things, which is not Krishna. And our time, everyone time is same. Either or everybody has 24 hours, either devotee or non-devotee. But we have to manage our time. We have to give priority. Priority is important. We have to manage our time. How to manage our time? If we manage, and Krishna will arrange for us. I know we have difficulties. Many have many difficulties. Even also, okay, at the beginning, not seriously, not to taking 16 round, but if someone can do 4 round, 8 round, any number, but commitment, and he can regularly maintain this thing, he can maintain, and he will feel he or she will feel how much joyful this life compared to other life. When as a Krishna consciousness devotee, and when he was busy with other friend, other thing, other party, other things, he can compare. He can compare this thing, how I was and how is now. So this is the clear-cut difference. So actually, is a stress on this is the mission of Lord Chaitanya as a Krishna himself. Krishna himself, he came. Krishna came in this world, in this planet, actually once in a Brahma's day, and Brahma's day is calculated is a Chatur Dibbajo. For 4032 432,000 years of Kali, and is a two times is a Dapur, and Treta is three times, Saptajuk is four times, and all accumulation of this thing is a big number. And this number, and you can multiply 1,000, that is one day of Brahma. And Krishna appeared in this planet one day of Brahma. It's a very big number, actually, if you count it. But the point is not focus the number. The point is Krishna came in very rare, and we are very lucky. That is, Krishna came only 5,000 years before. And same, Krishna came in this world, in this planet, as a devotee, as a Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So this is the another chance, because why Prabhupada mentioned this is that he has confidence it works, because Krishna himself, his mission, his devotee's mission, devotee mission, actually Krishna himself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this system works, because this is the system, this is the actually sacred thing. Who are devotee, he will succeed. So we have many obstacles, but it can be overcome. Actually, I am telling long way, but this is a Krishna consciousness. Actually, how it will going on, actually, it is how it is going on. Only as a devotee, he become as a practice. Samhita Mataji mentioned books, our basis actually. What is the book knowledge? We can learn from this also. This is a book knowledge or Prabhupada letters or practice, or we can follow some devotees. Even I cannot read books because I have no time, for example. So if I don't have time, I can follow devotees. Only instruction of 16 or maybe more than that number, I can do that. Or some practice, or I can give offer to Lord Krishna. Then it will improve. That will be Sadachar. Otherwise, Durachar. What is the Durachar actually? Opposite of it is actually Durachar is darkness, and Sadachar is light. So either we have to stay on light or we have to stay on dark. It is our choice. Krishna give us that choice. And who has wise person, he will select the light, transcendental power. So it is transcendental power. What is that? It is joy, and joy, ananda. So we have to follow the ananda, not suffering, not darkness condition, misery condition. You have to select the real happiness, blissful condition. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, very beautifully explained. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So wonderful. So our process is simple when we are doing all these things with purity, chanting 16 rounds. But when we chant 4 rounds, we are determined. We are not yet got enough time, and then later on maybe some material things may be reduced, and then 8 rounds. So during that time, what happens when we read some scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we may try to read it and try to understand. It will go into heart, some portion of it, maybe 10%, 20%. And then when I chant again 8 rounds, it will go some part, another 20%. 12 rounds, 40%. 16 rounds, then we will be able to reflect whatever is saying, some devotee speaking, we would understand little bit more in deep. That comes with the 16 dance. Vishite dance. So here, that Krishna will enter into. So Shrunatuha Sraddhaya Nityam Grunatasya Swachesitam Kalena Nadi Dirghena Bhagavan Vishite Hrudi. He enters into the heart of a devotee who is very Shraddhaya Nityam, with so much of faith and without any cessation and constantly. Shrunataha Sraddhaya Nityam Grunatasya Swachesitam, and by his personal endeavor, Swachestitam, by personal endeavor, Gunatasya, he is accepting to that particular activities. Kalena nati dirghena. Kalena na ati dirghena, not very long. Within a short duration of time, the Lord will enter into his heart. Kalena dirghena Bhagavan Vishite Hrudi. He enters into the heart of a devotee. Of course, Lord is already there in the heart of all the living entities as a Paramatma. But here, Bhagavan Vishite Hrudi, Krishna, प्रविष्टः कर्णरेन्द्रेण स्वानं भावसरोरुहं धुनोति श्यामलं कृष्णः सलिलस्य यथाशरत्. And then this is Pravishtaha Karnarandhrena. When Krishna Katha is going again into the heart through our ear holes, Pravishtaha Karnarandhrena, then he will purify our heart and he will stay there. Pravishtaha Karnarandhrena Swanam Bhavasaroruham Dhunoti Shamalam Krishnaha. Dhunoti Shamalam. He will purify all the Shamalam which is accumulated from Teneka Janma Shamalam Sahasaiva Hitva, which has accumulated from so many lifetimes. He will clear all of these things. Jatuha Manaha Samala Saila Nisrushta Vajram. Krishna will kick with his feet. Jatuhu Samala Saila Nisrushta Vajram. His feet. It is Nisrushta Vajram. And if you think that all my sins are a big pile, big hill, and he will kick with one his feet. Nisrishta and we need to meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord. So here everything by Gunatasat Swachestitam, by personal endeavor. Okay, so this is a few reflections, but all things will go with a simple vibrating the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 rounds daily. One advances to the stage of Sadachara. This is the chanting is the only thing. It is very simple, only 3 words. Krishna Rama Hare. Only 3 words. That's all. Okay, it is a very simple process, but again maintaining that stableness in the devotion, that is important. Then when we speak something about Krishna to someone else, it would have effect because it is not we are speaking something, because the austerities and performance that we have got behind ourselves. This is chanting of Hare Krishna, following the regulative principles, hearing of Krishna, hearing of spiritual master. These are all our assets. Then when we speak something, it would have effect on the opposite person. Okay, that is how the Krishna consciousness is spread. So this is the topmost spiritual organization in this world. What we see, following the regulative principles is essential. Not all spiritual things they go. Everyone put themselves. So I am also Hindu. I am all. We do so many things. They're all just only very bottom, very low, because they do not perform this following of regulative principles, chanting of Hare Krishna. They do not go in a rigid way. There is a looseness there. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, just another thing. Actually, Prabhupada desired to preach. Actually, he went to all continent, but in the Central America, he did not personally. He was not there. But but he has a strong desire to visit in Trinidad. But because there a large Hindu community, Hindu population there, and he corresponded this Sharadiya Mata and was there actually what is the name actually? Boykanta, yeah,
Vaikuntha
Boykanta,
Nada.
yeah, Boykanta Prabhu, Boykanta Prabhu, and finally it works. And in he actually it was later was 71, but he established, actually temple was established in 68. So even physically he was not there. Due to his desire and his instruction, it was developed. The temple was developed. And now the progress, how to temple, how the Krishna consciousness movement, because there are lot of things there. Because Hindu temple, there is a Vaishnava, other Gauriya temple also there, and there is some Hindu temple, Shiva temple also there. Lot of Shiva temple actually. A large number of Shiva temple is there. So and Prabhupada also a strong desire how to build a temple there as a Krishna desire, but it was success. But how to run properly, and then he inspired to them, to his devotees, and finally now there is a large, I think 3 temple already running. It's a very good temple in Trinidad. One is a port of Spain, and another is nearby. It's a very lovely place, really. And now a lot of ISKCON devotees from there. Many devotees. I mean, even Goshal also there. So that's why how it is work, how system is work, because of due to devotee, and because we have our we have the Srila Prabhupada is our headed by our Prabhupada. So he desired, and everything will be successful. So this is our secret. So we have no worry, because even lot of devotees find lot of difficulties in many worse conditions. Here Trinidad is very nice, because lot of Hindu people are there. But even China, once also there was a joking, Prabhupada mentioned, we have to go everywhere. Then Tamal Krishna Maharaj mentioned, Prabhupada, then whether we have to go to China, then we have to go to China. Then I can move to China. And Prabhupada said, then okay, go, and you can go. And he mentioned, Tamal Krishna Maharaj mentioned, that is, it was Prabhupada, it was just joking, because China is not easy to preach. Prabhupada said, no, you mentioned I have to go, you will go to China, go. Now we have to go, no word, no argument. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj was actually crying. How did the situation was not good condition? How it will be? How it will? But due to his purity, I mean, even devotees' purity, I mean, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and system works. You cannot imagine how especially in Russia, also very challenging one, and another big challenging in China. But it works. It works. I know many devotees, even in Belgium, in Holland, they preached there, and they dedicated their life, and how much they are joyful. Even book distribution is how it was lot of things, actually not easy to express. And and they are very dedicated to even the rural area, even remote area. They have done, and actually after that they are really another way. Even materially they are difficult condition. Even preaching was challenging, not one word. How challenged, even they could not eat properly, sleep properly. Nice place. But at the end, they are very joyful. So this is the Krishna consciousness movement and expansion of Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna movement. It will no ending. It will continue. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, so everything happens by the strength of the purity. Purity is the force, preaching is the essence, books are the basis, utility is the principle. Sanchita Mataji stressed that point. Prabhupada followed that motto. Okay, so of course this Krishna consciousness movement, it will keep going on. The fire spread But whether I wanted to be part of it or not, it is my decision. Okay, it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. It is his mission. Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji and Mataji. Very nicely explained. Any other questions or comments on this? Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter.
Yeah, Prabhu, just one line, if like, Trinidad, just in terms of map, if so for devotees to visualize, Trinidad is a small island which is outside South America. So that's why Prabhupada is saying Trinidad is the stepping stone to South America. So earlier when he came to North America and spread the mission, and then Europe and Africa and all. But in that respect, South America was not touched. So because they, as Ramlila Prabhu mentioned, there were Indians over there, and it was easier to preach. So he asked Vaikunthanath Prabhu and his wife. They were very dedicated and very intelligent also. So start the movement there, and then he will make more devotees, and then they will go into South America. So like how a king tries to conquer and expand his kingdom. So that's how. So he's saying is a stepping stone to South America. That's what. And later, this Vaikunthanath Prabhu, he came to India to help with this temple. Like when Yamuna Mataji and all they were doing the Vrindavan temple, the temple in Delhi and temple in Mumbai. Later they helped in those temples as well. But he started with Trinidad. So and then spread it to South America. So that's what meant by stepping stone. So yeah, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely explained.
Yeah, there is another word, stepping stone. And another thing, this is that place actually lot of tourists going there, especially rich people from America or other any other place. People are going there, even playing. People are going for playing golf. So it's a very recreational place. Those who have money, they are going there actually. And this is when the devotee they can select such people. If one of the rich person can become as a devotee, it's a very big change, a very good asset for ISKCON. So it is very good, nice area, nice location. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got Bhagavad Gita session at 7 p.m. Okay, by our devotees. Ramlala Prabhuji and Sanchita Mataji are going to be the speakers. And then tomorrow evening, again, Gita as part of Gita Jayanti, devotees again as second batch devotees are reciting at 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. Only Sanskrit shlokas. Okay, that is our upcoming event. And one more good news is that Mrida Sachi Mataji has given a birth to baby boy, and mother and baby both are healthy and safe.
Oh, Hari Bol. That's such a wonderful news, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, Haribol, Hari.
Hare Bol.
Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Maybe this sound will going reach there. He will become as a devotee.
Yeah, Mataji is so dedicated. She came to Krishna consciousness within 6 months, again chanting 16 rounds again continuously. Again, another 6 months, got initiated. Again, after a few months, got baby. All going happening things like this pre-arrangement. But one must be taking part of it. That's all. Thank you so much. That's all.
And yeah, we wish like our very best and blessings for the baby. And of course, like, we didn't know this news. So even 2 days back also, I think Mataji was in the session. normally I'm in the extended one. So she was there chanting. So the baby is getting, when inside the womb also, he's hearing the transcendental vibes and like congregational chanting also. So I'm sure the baby will be very blessed. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, indeed. Actually,
Yeah.
yes. Only couple of days before she was here, and
Yes, and even Prabhu said Mataji is going to, speak also today, one of the speakers. But yeah, so we like serving till the very end she could. So that's so nice. Yeah, before her new life as a mother. So very pleased to hear this. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
we,
Mother. I'll send
and next
them.
time when Mataji will join, we have to say 3 times loud Hare Krishna, 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Prabhuji.
When she will join our session, so we can say 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra for glorifying her and for the best wishes for this baby, new baby.
Yes, sure, Prabhuji. Thank you, Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, I'll also share in the WhatsApp group. She has sent a photo. I'll share that one. Okay, that's all from the announcements. And if you're all happy, we shall move to Brahma Samhita, which is our topic, a special topic on Saturday mornings. Okay, so Shri Brahma Samhita, where this is Lord Brahma. He has composed this one after he meditated so many of years, Brahma Samhita. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preserved this. He has taken this scripture from the Channakeshwar temple in his South India's travel. And then in such a way, it was preserved in the Gaudiya temples later on. And we took it. Nowadays, we do not find all the chapters of Shri Brahma Samhita. This is the 5th chapter of Brahma Samhita. So out of this one, the first shloka starts with Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. And starting with that, and then later on, the position of Krishna and also Ananta Deva, Balaram, that is Balaram, and abode of Goloka Vrindavana, how it is protected, how opulent it is. And later on, it describes the Krishna, he is always in his abode, Goloka Vrindavana. He never come in contact with the material world. Or material energy, that is Maya. So he is keeping his internal potency with him, or Yoga Maya, that is Radha Rani, and he is always enjoying there. So that is described in vividly in the beginning. And later on, for the creation purpose, he expands himself like Krishna from Krishna to Balaram, Balaram to Chaturvyaha, Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And from the Sankarsana, Narayana get expands. And from Narayana again, second quadruple, Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And second quadruple, it is called the Sankarsana comes from the second quadruple. He is called Mahasankarsana, from whom Mahavishnu gets expanded. From that Mahavishnu, innumerable universes emanates from the bodily pores. And then from each and every universe, the Lord enters as a Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu that we are now discussing in the third canto, Garbhodak Sai Vishnu. That is, so, and from Garbhodak Sai Vishnu, all other incarnations like Kshirodak Sai Vishnu, he gets expanded and then he stays in the milk ocean. And also Sahasa Sesha Purusha as well, that form. And also so many other forms like Lord Brahma comes from the Navila Garbhodak Sai Vishnu. So this is the part we have been describing. This also not only Bhagavatam, and also in Brahma Samhita, it will give the entire creation and also just focusing whatever is needed in a bullet points way. So here we have been discussing in the last session. It is the 9th. Tattvani purvarodani karanani parasparam. Samavaya prayogacha vivinnani prutak prutak. Chityatya sadhyamanota bhagavan adi purushaha. Yojen maya devo yoga nidram akalpayet. Yoga nidram akalpayet. In the previous shloka, Sasrukshayam Tatonabehe Tasya Padmam Vinirev Tannalam Hemanalinam Brahmano Lokam Adbhutam. So if we look at this previous shloka here, when Vishnu is lying in the ocean of milk, actually it is, he wills to create this universe. And a golden lotus springs from his navel pit. The golden lotus with its stem is abode of Brahma, representing Brahmaloka or Satyaloka. This is the last shloka, and then we also looked into this one. Tattvani pururodhani karanani parasparam samavaya prayoghacha vibhinnani prutak prutak. Chityakya sajjamanota bhagavan adi purushaha. Yojayan maya devo yoga nidram akalpayat. So this one, so here, before their conglomeration, the primary elements in their nascent state remained originally separate entities. Non-application of the conglomerating process is the cause of their separate existence. So divine Mahavishnu, primal Godhead, through association with his own Chit potency, moved Maya, and by the application of the conglomerating principle, created those different entities in their state of cooperation, and after that he himself concerted with Yoga Nidra by way of his eternal dalliance with his spiritual Chit potency. So this one also we have discussed in the last session. And dear devotees, so please remind if you think you need any further more reflections on this one. So here, when we see Garbhodaksa Vishnu, the beautiful picture, I am going to. This is our beautiful Goloka chart within this one. So the Lord glances and the Rama Devi, and then this Maya gets manifested, and then Maya will take charge of all other further creations. This is enveloping this universe with the different elements, all the Mahatattva, the 7 layers on top of this universe. They are the earth layer, water. These elements, not only the layers, and they also enter these ingredients within the universe as part of the 14 planetary systems. But whatever we are living and seeing, that is the earth and water. This is Panchabhutas. These are the elements we can perceive, but not only this, these elements are also the outer layers of the universe. They are the coverings of the universe. And it is very strongly built. Every layer is 10 times thicker than the lower layer. So earth layer, if you think that it is 1 meter, on top of that water is 10 meters, and then 100 meters, and likewise 1,000, 10,000, that layers keep going on 10 times. Dasha Uttarehi. That's 10 times bigger than the lower layer. And all this activity is taken charge of by Maya Devi. And once he enables Maya Devi to carry out, and Lord will, he will be with the Yoga Maya. That is, here it is describing once that activity is enabled, say after that he himself consulted with Yoga Nidra by the way of his eternal dalliance. And here he moved Maya by the application of the conglomerating. There he just injected his potency, then things will go. And also we have seen also auxiliary activity. By the time factor, this activity is also taking place. This is all under the Maya. Maya is the Durga Devi. She is the Srishti Siddhi Pralaya Sadhana Siktareka Chaya Vyasya Bhonani Bhibhati Durga. Bhibhati Durga. She maintains this. She is the in charge of the one universe. Of course, she is in charge of every universe as well, but there again the Lord will come as a Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva will consult with Maya. So Lord Shiva and Maya, their position is different, and whereas the Supreme Lord, he is always consulting with Yoga Nidra or Yoga Maya with his spiritual potency. Krishna, he never come in contact with the Maya. Even he, Sambhava Atma Maya, he was also Ajopisan Aviyatma Bhutanam Ishwaropisan Prakritim Swam Avastabhya Sambhavami Atma Maya. He comes by his internal potency, not by the influence of the material nature on his sweet will. Okay, so that we have discussed this part in the last session.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
May I quickly ask one question before we move on?
Yes.
The Durga Devi, can we say that indirectly Shambhu or Shiva also has a part to play in the creation, because Durga Devi is a consort of Shiva, and obviously the glance that comes through Rama Devi can't Vishnu can't impregnate Durga Devi because she is a consort of Shiva. So Shiva has a part to play in creation as well, even though we say he has more part to play in the destruction. But in this respect, can we say that Shiva, because of him, that this happens as well?
Yes. Yes, Mataji, you're absolutely right. That we have already discussed in the previous shlokas. There, Lord is Neti sa Rama Devi Tat Priya Tad Bhusham Tada. He keeps Rama Devi in his control. But in terms of the universe, what about it? Tallingam Bhagavan Sembur Jyoti Rupaha Sanatanaha Ya Yonihi Saparasiktihi Kamo Bijam Mahadharehe. That one previous shlokas. I think maybe 8th or 9th shloka may have. From there, Linga Yonyatmika Jata Ima Maheshwari Prajaha Sektiman Purusha Soyam Linga Rupi Maheshwaraha. Again, we are discussing also there are 3 prototypes. Sometimes it is not that much easy to remember the prototype. Of course, we are saying that should not be word should not be used. So here Mahavishnu creates again one Vishnu from his left limb, and Brahmapati, who is Hiranyagarbha, he was created from the right limb, and Shambhu was created from the eyebrows of Mahavishnu. They are all outside of all other universes. Those 3 primary deities, they will inject their power in each and every universe. Of course, they do also have got their concepts. Lord Shambhu, he has got Maya or Durga Devi, and Brahma, Savitri Devi, and then here Mahavishnu, he is consulting with Rama Devi, and also another Vishnu. So it one is a Sindhu Kanya, also it is described like Kshirodi Sindhu Kanyacha in the Brahma Vayutapura, Sindhu Kanya. That is also described, also expansion of Mahalakshmi as well. Okay. Those are the 3 primary deities, and they will inject their potencies into, and here the Lord, the Vishnu, he enters into each and every new universe as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And then from this Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, the navel, from his navel, this lotus flowers comes, and where Lord Brahma comes. This Brahma is different, and here outside is Hiranyagarbha Brahma. And then he gives potency to the Chaturmukha Brahma. There are so many other universes. Every universe may be having different heads, like 10 heads, 10,000 heads, 1,000 heads, like that. Their heads may be different. Our universe has got only Chaturmukha Brahma, 4-headed Brahma. And Hiranyagarbha Brahma, he gives potency to this Brahma. And Shambhu, he also enters like from In our universe, how he has appeared? From the eyebrows of this Brahma, Lord Shiva or Rudra got manifested. He was appeared. After the four Kumaras appeared, Rudra got appeared from the eyebrows of Brahma. And then Garbhodaksa expands himself as the super soul, as a or Kshirodakasai Vishnu. Kshirodakasai Vishnu is super soul, and also he lies in the milk ocean. But all incarnations within our universe comes from Garbhodakasai Vishnu. When we say something Vishnu, either I say Kshirodakasai Vishnu, he is the same personality, Garbhodakasai Vishnu, again same personality, functions are different. Mahavishnu, same personality, functions are different. Vishnu Tattvas are different. But when he delegates the functions to Brahma and Lord Shiva, they will carry out. They are in the purpose. It is said that they are dislocated portions with the delegated functions in the previous shlokas. Okay, here Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami, Jiva Goswami, they are describing about the functions of Lord Shiva and Brahma. So not only the destruction, yes, he is also creating. He is associating with Durga Devi.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so now we shall also, so this one, until 18th shloka we have gone through. Now today we will see this shloka as well. तत्वानि पूर्वरूढानि कारणानि परस्परं समवाय प्रयोगाच्च विभिन्नानि पृथक् पृथक् चित्तिच्च सज्जमानोत भगवान् आदिपुरुषः योजयन् मया देवो योगनिद्राम् अकल्पयत्. So can I request all devotees to recite this one line by line? Tattvani purvarudhani
तत्त्वानि पूर्वरूढानि
पूर्वभूतनानि
karanani parasparam
कारणानि परस्परं
परस्परं
samavaya prayogacha
समवायाय प्रयोगाच्च
vivinnani prutak prutak
विभिन्नानि पृथक् पृथक्
chityakya sajjamano atha
चिच्चित्या
सत्या
सज्जमानोत
भगवानादिपुरुषः
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 योजयन्मायया देवो
Yojayan
योजयन्
Maya
मायया
Devo
देवो
योगनिद्राम् अकल्पयत्.
Yoga
योगनिद्राम्
Nidram
योगनिद्राम्
अकल्पयेत्
अकल्पयत्.
Once again, तत्त्वानि पूर्वरूढानि
Tatvani
तत्त्वानि
तत्त्वानि
पूर्वरूढानि
पूर्वबोधनानि
कारणानि परस्परं
Karanani
कारणानि
Parasparam
परस्परम्
समवायप्रयोगाच्च
समवायाय
Samavaya
समवाय
Prayogacha
प्रयुक्ता च
विभिन्नानि पृथक् पृथक्
विभिन्नानि
Viभिन्नानि
विभिन्नानि
पृथक्
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 Pratak
पृथक्
चित्यक्त्या सज्जमानोत
चिच्चस्य
चिच्चित्या
सत्यमानोत
सञ्जमानोतानता
भगवानादिपूरुषः
भगवान् आदिपुरुषः
भगवानादिपुरुषः
योजयन्माया देवो
Yojayan
योजयन्
Maya
मायया
योजयन्मायया
Devo
देवो
योगनिद्राम् अकल्पयत्.
Yoga Nidram
योगनिद्राम्
Akalpayat
अकल्पयत्
अकल्पयत्.
Once again, तत्त्वानि पूर्वरूढानि
Tatvani
तत्त्वानि
Purvarudani
पूर्वभूतनानि
पूर्वरूढानि
कारणानि परस्परं
कारणानि
कारणानि
परस्परं
परस्परम्
समवायप्रयोगाच्च
Samavaya
समवाया
समवायप्रयोगाच्च
Prayogacha
विभिन्नानि पृथक् पृथक्
Viभिन्नानि
विभिन्नानि
विभिन्नानि
Pratak
पृथक्
पृथक्
Pratak
पृथक्
पृथक्
चित्यक्त्या सज्जमानोत
Chichakya
चिच्चित्या
Satyamanota
मानोत
भगवानादिपूरुषः
Bhagavan
भगवानादिपुरुषः
भगवानादिपुरुषः
योजयन्माया देवो
Yojayan
योजयन्
Maya
मायया
Devo
देवो
देवो
योगनिद्राम् अकल्पयत्.
Yoga
Yoganitram
Akalpayat.
Akalpayat.
Very beautiful. Who would like to go reciting this shloka?
तत्त्वानि पूर्वरूढानि कारणानि परस्परं प्रयोगच्छ प्रयोगच्छ विभिन्नानि पृथक् पृथक् चिच्छक्त सज्जमानोऽथ आदिपुरुष योजयन्माया देवो योगनिद्रामकल्पयत्.
Very nice, Mataji. Anyone else want to go?
Hare Krishna, I can try.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, yes. Tatvani purvarudhani karnani parasparam samvaya prayogacha vibhinani prathak prathak chichaktya sajamano atha Bhagavan adi purushaha yojayan ya devo yoga nidram akalpayat. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Lalita Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Tatvani Rudhanani Karna Rudani, sorry. Tatvani Rudani. Okay, sir. Tatvani Rudani Karanani Parasparam Karanani Parasparam Samavai Aporyogacha.
Samavaya Prayogacha.
Samavaya Prayogacha Vibhinnani Prutak Chichakya Sajjamanota Bhagavan Adi Purushaha Yojayan Maya Yodevo Yoga Nidram Akalpayat. Sorry.
Very beautiful, Mataji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Anyone else?
Can I do Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Tatvani purvarudhani karanani parasparam samavaya prayogacha vibhinnani pratak chichakatya manotha Bhagavan adi purushaha yojan maya ya devo yoga nidram akalpayat. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. तत्त्वानि पूर्वरूढानि कारणानि परस्परं सामवयत्परयोगच्छ विभिन्नानि पृथक् पृथक् चित्तक्त्या सज्जमानो च भगवानादिपुरुषः योजयन् मायया देवो योगनिद्रामकल्पयत्. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Asha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Tatvani Purvarudani Karanani Parasparam Samavayo Prayogacha Vibhinani Pratak Sikshakya Sajimanoda Bhavanadi Purushaha Yo Yayanmaya Devo Yoga Nitram Agalpaya.
Very beautiful. Excellent, Mataji. Okay, so Tattvani Purvarudhani. These Tattvani, the elements, whatever the Lord has created. Tattvani and Purvarudhani, these previously created elements. Karanani Parasparam. Karanani causes, Parasparam mutually. What happening to that? Samavaya Prayogacha. Samavaya is the process of conglomeration. So they need to come in contact. Now, when we are trying to prepare a curry, something like that, we get all the ingredients. Unless we put our energy, unless our intelligence, our energy, our activity, that does not take place. The subject cannot get ready. Likewise, when all the elements like the Panchabhutas, all the senses, sense perceptions, tanmatras, five tanmatras, five panchabhutas, jnanendriyas, karanendras, the 20 elements, plus mind, intelligence, ego, and consciousness. Okay, these are all again 24 elements plus the time factor. That when they come together and combining everything, the process of conglomeration, we cannot see the creation properly. So here, this is describing here, Samavaya is the process of conglomeration, Aprayogacha from the non-application. Prayoga means application, Aprayogasha. And when that process is not happening, Vibhinnani Prutak Prutak, they will stay as they are. Vibhinnani Prutak separately, Prutak Prutak, one from another, they do not come together. And it needs a intelligence, so glance of the person, so that his energy will come in, then they will come together. Our ingredients, either cooking will takes place, energy will, the sabji will takes place, like that. Okay, check, and likewise, the universe is also like that. Unless there is a glance of the Lord, these things would not take place. People will think that everything is happening some automatically. We can buy things at home and putting in the kitchen, they do not take place automatically. There is a energy required, and a human intervention is required. Likewise, in the process of creation, the Lord's intervention is required. Lord energy is required. So here, Chityaktya Sajjhamanu Ata Chit Sektya, with his spiritual potency, Sajjamanaha, and Sajjamana is associating. Ata, then Bhagavan Adi Purushaha. Bhagavan Adi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Adi Purushaha. In this concept, generally, Adi Purusham, Purusha here, for the sake of here, this shloka, here Purushaha. It is prolonging PU here. U is prolonged. Adi Purushaha. In a different shlokas, both give the same results, but as part of this one, for the grammatical perspective, it is used Adi Purushaha, the primal Godhead. And then Yojayan Maya, Yojayan, and causing to join Yojayan. So here, from the Aprayoga is from the non-application, they are still saying there. Now, the Lord is injecting his potency, Yojayan, causing to join them. Like we cook the ingredients, cut the pieces, cut the vegetables, and wash the grains or the rice, and then put it in the cookers or something like that. Here, Lord is causing them to join together with Maya, Devaha, the Lord, Yoga Nidram Akalpayat, and then Lord He Himself, Yoga Nidra, and He concerted with His internal potency, Yoga Nidra. Can I request any devotee to read the translation for one devotee and another devotee to purport? Who would like to read the translation?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, may I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Before their conglomeration, the primary elements in their nascent state remained originally separate entities. Ne- Non-application of the conglomerating process is the cause of their separate existence. Divine Mahavishnu, primal Godhead, through association with his own spiritual chit potency, moved Maya, and by the application of the conglomerating principle, created those different entities in the state of cooperation. And after that, he himself concerted with the Yoga Nidra by way of his eternal dilutions with his spiritual chit potency. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Can I request other devotee to read the translation purport who has not taken a chance to read?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
मायाध्यक्षेण प्रकृति श्रूयते च चराचरम्. Bhagavad Gita 9.10. The mundane energy Prakriti gives birth to this universe of animate and inanimate beings by my direction. The purport of this shloka of the Gita is that Maya, the perverted reflection of the spiritual chit potency, was at first inactive, and her extension of matter constituting the material cause was also in the separately dislocated state. In accordance with the will of Krishna, this world is manifested as the resultant of the union of the efficient and the material causal principles of Maya. In spite of that, the Supreme Lord himself remains united with his Chit potency, Yoga Nidra. The word Yoga Nidra or Yoga Maya indicates as follows. The nature of Chit potency is manifestive of the absolute truth, while the nature of her perverted reflection Maya is envelopment in the gloom of ignorance. When Krishna desires to manifest something in the mundane, ignorance-wrapped affairs, he does this by the conjunction of his spiritual potency with his inactive, non-spiritual potency. This is known as Yogamaya. It carries a twofold notion, namely a transcendental notion and mundane inert notion. Krishna himself, his subjective portions, and those jivas who are his unalloyed separated particles realize the transcendental notion in that conjunction, while conditioned souls fill the mundane inert notion. The external coating of transcendental knowledge in the conscious activities of conditioned souls bears the name Yoga Nidra. This is also an influence of the chit potency of the divinity. The principle will be more elaborately considered hereafter. Hare Krishna, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Ji and Jiva Goswami Ki Jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So I think this part we have described as we see some transcendental notion in that conjunction. We have discussed this one in the last session as well. So here how it goes. In the beginning, this is yattat sattvagunam, yattat trigunam avyaktam, nityam sadatmakam, pradhanam prakritim prahuhu, avishesham visheshavat. Avishesham visheshavat. In the first, it has inactive state, then it is called pradhana. And the active state, it is prakriti. Unmanifested state is pradhana, manifested state is the prakriti. And here Krishna, the Supreme Lord or the Mahavishnu, he is Yattat Trigunam Avyaktam. Trigunam, this is three material modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. Nityam Sadatmakam, it is described step by step in the 26th chapter of third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, how the universe is gradually emanated from the state of Pradhana and then Prakriti with all the ingredients. How they were the Panchabihi Brahma Chaturbihi Dasbihi Tada Etat Chaturvimshitikam Ghanam Pradhanikam Viduhu Panchabihi Brahma Chaturbihi Dasbihi Tada. So there are 24 elements, 5 plus 5 plus and then 4 plus 10. I say 5 Panchabhutas, 5 Tanmatras, 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, and 4 elements intelligence, mind, ego, and consciousness. These are the 4 elements plus the time factor. Totally 24 elements. Kapil Bhagwan describes this step by step. So here, everything comes, Krishna's statement is Mayadyaksharam Prakriti Suiti Sacharacharam, under my direction. And for example, in our home, the father goes outside in general. Of course, nowadays, mothers also working very hard. In the olden days, at least, father goes outside and he earns his livelihood, brings money, and then that is kind of a Lakshmi. Okay, and then he will glance on that Lakshmi, and then Durga, or the wife of the household man, and then she will take that one and then buy so many ingredients, and then she will cook and then serve all his family members. And sometimes a husband who has control of the finances, we can understand it's a simple analogy, and then keeping the Lakshmi in his control, and then later on that Lakshmi will be used by his wife to get so many other things to carry out to run the family. In the similar way, it is a tiny analogy. And here the Supreme Personality of Godhead glancing on the Rama Devi, that is his spiritual potency, chit potency. And then Durga Devi carries out all the activities. And Krishna says, under my direction, she will act. Okay, so in the initially, at first inactive and her extension of matter consulting the material cause was also in the separately dislocated state. So again, we can understand in our tiny things like home, when the girl is unmarried state, and then once she is married, and then once she come in association with her husband, then they will give a birth to the children. Okay, so further many things can contemplate here, but here it is in a universal principle. Okay, again, in accordance with the will of Krishna, this world is manifested as the result of the union of the efficient and material causal principles of Maya. In spite of that, Supreme Lord himself remains united with his chit potency. Okay? And then further, that is Yoga Nidra. And the word Yoga Nidra, for example, in our homes, when the husband is working and then he gets Lakshmi and then he will give it to the wife and she will take care of everything. And then he will engage himself in the devotional stuff. We can simply understand how it could be Yoga Nidra. This is the chit potency, internal potency of the Lord. And the Yoga Nidra, Yoga Maya indicates. So in between, for example, here, husband is in the devotional services, and the wife she will takes care of the children. Children are always having so many naughty things and doing so many things. She has to control them. They're all the duties of Durga Devi. She has to act in that way to keep them in control. If they're all nice children, then she does not do anything to them. And the children also come and join the father in engaging in the devotional service, coming to the temple room, participating. Everything is peaceful. Mother does not do anything. Then mother will become, this is actually Gokuleshwari, Radharani. Then the same person, same mother, instead of acting as a Durga, she will become so pleasing. She also come and bring the children into the living room, into the temple room, engage all the children in the devotional. She does not do anything. If children are naughty, she will punish. You do this one. You study here. You go to the school. You complete your work. This is on the other level. And when there are children in the temple room, it is called chit shakti, chit potency. Devotees are in the devotional services. It's simple analogies for us. Okay, the word yoga nidra, yoga maya indicates as follows. The nature of the chit potency is manifestative of the absolute truth, while the nature of her perfected reflection, maya, is envelopment in the gloom of ignorance. When Krishna desires to manifest something in the mundane ignorance wrapped affairs, he does this by conjunction of his spiritual potency with his inactive non-spiritual potency. So again here, how the things will go. Lord will do all by his spiritual potency. And then this is known as Yoga Maya. It carries a twofold notion, namely transcendental and mundane inert notion. Krishna himself is subjective portions, and those jivas who are his unalloyed separated particles realize the transcendental notion in that conjunction, while conditioned souls feel the mundane inert notion. This one also discussed in the last session. I'm just going through. The external quoting of transcendent knowledge in the conscious of activities of conditioned souls bears the name of Yoga Nidra. This is also an influence of the chitt potency of the divinity. Okay, so and then this principle is elaborated in the next shloka further onwards. Let us see what Brahma is glorifying Krishna and describing about the universe. And once he just mixes together, the universe come into the picture, then he will enter into it by his expansion. Let us see that one. योजयित्वा तु तान्येव प्रविवेशा स्वयं गुहां प्रविष्टे तस्मिंस्तु जीवात्मा प्रतिबुध्यते योजयित्वा तु तान्येव and yojayitva after conglomerating yojitva tu tanyeva then tani all of them those ingredients eva certainly previvesha swayam guham and he enters swayam by personal he himself guham is the hidden cavity. Here it is the translation. And then guham pravishte tasmimstu and then once he enters guham again the hidden cavity praviste after he entered tasmin within that tasmimstu then jivatma pratibudhyate the jivas pratibudhyate they were awakened. So yojitvat tanyeva pravesha swayam guham pravishte tasmimstu jivatma pratibudhyate. Even the living entities are there until the Lord enters they will not be awakened. Okay, so that is the shloka. And can I request any devotee to read translation and purport, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, by conglomerating all those separate entities, he manifested the innumerable mundane universes and himself entered into the inmost recesses of every extended conglomeratory Virad Vigraha. At the time, those jivas who had lain dormant during the cataclysm, how to pronounce that one, Prabhuji? During the
Cataclysm.
were awakened. Purport. The word guha, hidden cavity, bears various interpretations in the Shastras. In some portions, the non-manifestive pastimes of the Lord is called guha, and elsewhere, the resting place of the indwelling spirit of all individual souls is named guha. In many places, the inmost recess of the heart of each individual is termed guha. The main point is that the place which is hidden from the view of men in general is designated guha. Those jivas that were merged in the Hari at the end of life of Brahma in the great cataclysm during the preceding great age of the universe reappeared in this world in accordance with their former fruitive desires. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here, by conglomerating all those separate entities, he manifested the innumerable mundane universes. The Lord, he himself entered into the inmost recesses of every extended conglomerative Virat Vigraha. At the same time, those jivas who had lain dormant during the cataclysm were awakened. Okay, this is again as soon as he creates and also he enters into those pastimes. He creates and then he enters. It describes like यथा महान्ति भूतानि भूतेषु चावचेष्वनु प्रविष्टानि अप्रविष्टानि तथा तेषु न त्वेष्वहम्. So once he creates, he also enters. At the same time, he also maintains his position in the Goloka Vrindana as he is. Goloka Eva Nivasati Akilatma Bhutu. He is in the heart of all the living entities. So here, with the presence of the Lord, the living entities are able to carry out those activities. They are called jivas. And until that point, if Lord is not there, even the jivas alone cannot do anything. People think that I want independence, I want to do on my own, I wanted to have my own house, I wanted to have a separate the privacy, but they cannot do anything without the help of the Lord. So they are simply dormant. They need some there is a very beautiful pastimes. It is described by the Hastinapura women. By the Hastinapura women, they're glorifying. They have described like that. What is the chapter? I think 10th chapter. Let me just bring that one. अन्योन्यमासी संजल्प उत्तम श्लोक चेतसां कौरवेन्द्र पुरस्त्रीणां सर्वश्रुति मनोहरः सवैकलायं पुरुषः पुरातनो एकासीद् अविशेषात्मनि अग्रे गुणिभ्यो जगदात्मनेश्वरे निमिलितात्म निशिषुप्त sektishu. They're always in the sleeping at night. Their energy got suspended. Nishishupta sektishu. This is described here. Savaikilayam purushaha puratanu ekasit avisheshatmani agre gunibhyo jagadatmaneshware nimilitatma nishishupta sektishu. And then once their dormant condition is awakened, what happens? Sayev bhuyo nijivir choitam swajivamayam prakritim sisrukshatiim anama rupatmani rupanamani vidit samano anusasara shastrakrut. Vidit samano anusasara shastrakrut. The personality of Godhead, again desiring to give names and forms to his parts and parcels, the living entities placed them under the guidance of material nature. By his own potency, material nature is empowered to recreate. So here, what it is that he desiring to give names and forms to his parts and parcels, the living entities placed them under the guidance of material nature. Okay, that is Bhagavatam. Now coming to the Brahma Samhita. Here, at that time, those jivas who had lain dormant during the cataclysm were awakened. This is by, again, the Lord. When children are born in our home, father and mother, they give the names and then say, oh, your name is Krishna Das, your name is Ramadas. Likewise, names are given to the children. And then they will, oh, from today onwards, I am Krishnadas. From today onwards, I am Ramdas. He will be addressed. This is given here, Rupanamani, forms and names by the father and mother. Anama Rupatmani Rupanamani with Samanu Anusasara Shastrikrut. Desiring and awarding Anusasara interested Shastrikrut, the compiler of the revealed scriptures. And also like your name should be starting with different kinds of alphabets based on time, place, and circumstances. Okay, again, as per the astrology, something like that, they give the names. And they will also give what he is going to be in the future, what is his astrology for entire his life. They will give, astrologer will give the in a brief information. Okay, so coming to the purport here, the word guha bears various interpretations in the Shastras. In some portions, the non-manifestive pastimes of the Lord are called guha, and elsewhere resting place of the indwelling spirit of the individual source is named guha. Guha is like a guha sayam nadehamani. So guha saiva nadehamani. One would see the Lord in the heart of a living entity. So this is described by Pratyudgma Prashanaya Abhivadanam Vidhiyate Sadhu Mitaha Sumadhyame Guha Saiva Nadeha Manine. Lord Shiva says to Parvati, Sati Devi, I see Lord in the heart of all the living. Guha Sayeva, not the body. I will not see the bodies. I will see only the Lord. Guha Sayeva, na Dehamanini. Guha is in the heart of all the living entities. That is. And sometimes Guha is also described as a cave in the mountains, or a which is a small Guha. Hidden cavities that also is where the word Guha bears various interpretations in the Shastras. And this is the resting place of indwelling spirit of individual souls. That is also Guha. Okay, this is describing in about different meanings of it. In many places, inmost recesses of the heart of each individual soul is termed Guha. Again, another thing. This is Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hruddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. Hruddeshu Arjuna Tishtati. Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantrarudhani Maya. Okay, this is also about Guha. The main point is that place which is hidden from the view of men in general is designated as Guha, is most confidential part. And Krishna speaks about the knowledge. This is Guhyataramam, Guhyataram, Guhyatamam. This is confidential parts. Guhyajnana, Guhyatarajnana, Guhyatamadjnana. Guhya means confidential knowledge. Guhyatara, more confidential. Guhyatama, most confidential knowledge. What is Guhyatama knowledge? Is Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam Raja. So here, in those words we could see in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 18th chapter, Krishna describes those things here. There are 10 words. See this here. Guhyat Guhyataram Maya. See, iti te jnanam akyatam. Guhyat Guhyataram Maya. Vimrushyat Vimrushya etad asheshena yetechasi tata kuru. So just you deliberate all the knowledge, which is Guhya is described, Guhyat Guhyataram, the confidential and still more confidential. Guhyat Guhyataram. Okay, this is about Guhyas here, confidential, more confidential. And further, he also says that, and Sarva Guhyatamam, Guhyatamam is the most confidential of all. Okay, it's a different to see wherever the application of this Guha word is used. Guhyatamam, most confidential. And then further, he says that Sarva Guhyatamam Saidam Paramam Guhyam Madbhakteshu Abhidhasyati. This is confidential or secret. You see different applications of this word. Okay, coming back to this one, shloka here. So this is the view of men in general is designated as Guha. This is most confidential. And the Jivas, that is the place where the Lord lives as super soul. And those Jivas that were merged in Hari at the end of the life of Brahma in the great cataclysm during the preceding great age of the universe reappeared in this world in accordance with their former fruitive desires. This is Anamarupatmani Rupanamani Vidit Samsaro Anushasara Shastrikrit. So here placed them under guidance of material nature by his own potency. Material nature is empowered to create. And then further, it is also described Sayevayam Yat Padamam Savayam Yat Padam Atra Suryo Jitendri Nijita Matarishwanaha Pasyanti Bhakti Utkalitaamalatmana non-veshatvam parimastumarhati. So, and here the same Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, whose transcendental form is experienced by the great devotees who are completely cleansed of material consciousness by dint of rigid devotional service and full control of life and the senses, and that is the only way to purify existence. Until that point, the living entities, they keep engaging themselves in the fruitive activities. Fruitive activities. Fruitive desires. Anama rupatmani rupanamani vidisasaru anusasara saptarkrit. Okay, likewise, here Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami, Jiva Goswami, their bhashyas, their purports are a little bit tricky for us because they always discuss on the very high terminologies. योजित्वा तान्येव प्रवेश स्वयं गुहां गुहां प्रविष्टे तस्मिन् सु जीवात्मा प्रतिबुध्यते. Okay, that is from this shloka. Let us see what is next shloka here. It is having a big shloka. The shloka is small but long purport. I request dear devotees to ask the questions, or you wanted to share anything in this circumstance, anything which is taking your mind, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, so request the devotees take a time to recite this shloka as well. Wherever it is possible, kindly unmute and follow line by line. Yoditva tutanyeva pravivesha swayam guham
Pravivesha swayam guham
guham pravishte tasmimstu
guham praviste tasmintu
jivatma pratibudhyate.
jivatma pratibudhyate.
Again. Yoditva tutanyeva
Yojitva tutanyeva
pravivesha swayam guham
pravivesa swayam guham
guham pravishte tasmimstu
guham praviste tasminstu
jivatma pratibudhyate.
jivatma pratibudhyate.
Okay. Yojitva tutanyeva
Yojitva
Yojitva
pravivesha swayam guham
pravivesha swayam guham
guham pravishte tasmimstu
guham praviste tasmintu
jivatma pratibudhyate.
jivatma pratibudhyate.
Very nice. Anyone would like to go?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yojitva tu tanyeva pravivesa swayam guham praviste tasmantu jivatma pratibudhyate.
Very nice.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu, I can do
Yes,
that.
Mother.
योजयित्वा तु तेनेव प्रविवेशा स्वयं गुहं प्रविष्टे तस्मिन् तु जीवात्मा प्रतिबुध्यते. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, anyone? David Mataji?
Yes, yeah. Hare Krishna. Yojayitva tu tanya eva pravivesha swayam guham pravishte tasmimstu jivatma pratibudhyate. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, may I try?
Yes, Mataji.
योजित्वा तु तान्येव प्रविशेष स्वयं गुहं प्रविष्टे तस्मिन् तु जीवात्मा प्रतिबुध्यते. हरे कृष्ण.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Garingi Mataji, would you like to go?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yojayitva tu tanyeva pravivesha swayam guham praviste tasmin tu jivatma pratibudhyate. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Asha Mataji, would you like to go?
I can try, brother. यो यजित्वा तु तन्य एव प्रविशेष स्वयं गुहं प्रविष्टे तस्मिन् तु जीवात्मा प्रतिबुध्यते.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. So this is whenever the Lord entering. So here, whenever Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, looking at the picture here, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, the lotus flower comes, again he expands himself in the lotus. Then all the living entities gets manifested. So that one, it is described here. I think it is Bhagavatam. I think it is that chapter where it is described yasyam vasasyanasya yoga nidram vitanmataha na vidambujat asid brahma visvahujam patihi. And then from the third shloka it is described that यस्या वयो संस्थानैः कल्पितो लोकविस्तरः तद्भै भगवतो रूपं विशुद्धं सत्त्वमूर्जितम्. It is believed that all the universal planet systems are situated on the extensive body of the Purusha, but he has nothing to do with the seed created material ingredients. His body is externally in spiritual existence par excellence. And then again, about the universal form of the Lord, devotees with their perfect eyes see the transcendental form of the Purusha, who has thousands of legs, thighs, arms, and faces, all extraordinary. In that body, there are thousands of heads, ears, noses that are decorated with thousands of helmets and glowing earrings and are adorned with garlands. And then, so here it is described. The form, the second manifestation of the Purusha is the source and indestructible seed of multifarious incarnations within the universe. From the particles and portions of this form, different living entities like demigods, men, and others are created. So this is the Etan Nanavataranam Nidanam Bhejam Avyayam Yasham Shamsen Sujjante Devatiryak Naradaya. Etan Nanavataranam Nidanam Bejam Avyayam Yashya Amsha Amshena Sujjante Devatiryak Naradaya. So they're all got created. Okay, so likewise, here Lord Brahma is mentioning Jivatma Pratibhujyate. Okay, so I shall stop there. I request the devotees, if you have got any questions or you want to share anything, kindly do so. If there are no questions, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, just a quick one, just to clear my confusion. So when you were saying about, like, if you can show the picture of the Golok chart from which we learn. Yeah, so from here, we were saying about like creating the prototype. So in the Mahat Tattva, like Brahma is created from the lotus, and we are going to that. So is Garbhodaksha Vishnu a prototype of Karunadaksha Vishnu in the Mahatattva? Like, do we understand like that, or it's different?
So here, Mahavishnu is here and another Vishnu, Brahma or Shambhu are here next to here. We can see one Shambhu here, another Vishnu, another Brahma, we can't
Another
see.
Vishnu, yeah. Okay, yeah.
And that Vishnu who created from his the left limb of Mahavishnu, and then he expands himself into each and every universe as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu.
Okay.
The second Vishnu, who was outside, who is not Mahavishnu.
Mahavishnu. So Mahavishnu is the prototype from like created from like along with Shambhu and Brahma. So it like from Karunadaksha Vishnu's left side. So that Mahavishnu is it equivalent to prototypes when we talk?
No.
And then from there, Garbhodaksha Vishnu is like entering each universe. Is it the right understanding, Prabhu?
So Mahavishnu, he is only one personality, and he is not the prototype. He is the expansion of Mahasankarshana. And from this Mahavishnu, add three personalities. One is the Hiranyagarbha Brahma, second Vishnu, and the third Shambhu. These three personalities got created. And out of those three personalities, the Vishnu, he enters into each and every universe by his expansion as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So Mahavishnu, he is staying as he is. And second Vishnu, who was created from Karnodaka Sai Vishnu, second Vishnu enters into each and every universe. He's also, we call him as a prototype to differentiate. Prototype Vishnu, when he enters into this universe, he becomes Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu of each and every.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And Prabhu, you were a few weeks back, you were telling about like one of the Prabhus who has done the series on the creation. What's the name? I forgot. Prabhu, you shared, but
Gokula Chandra Prabhu.
Gokula Chandra Prabhu. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
This one Goloka chat, he describes very nicely.
Gokula Chandra. I'll write it down.
So what you can type here is Goloka chat. Sorry, let me just here. Goloka chat is gone. As soon as we type Goloka chat is gone there, we would see seminars here, Goloka chat seminar. So here, the seminar is here, Gokul Chandra Prabhu.
Okay, yeah, because I was searching with creation, Srimad Bhagavata creation part. So maybe right word we need to search, because there were many devotees have spoken on that, but maybe the search was not with the right keyword. So Golak chat. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah.
Can you repeat the Prabhu's Goloka chart seminar part 1? Prabhu says it. Okay.
This one, Mataji.
Goloka chart. Would you mind to just paste this link in our group, Prabhu? Maybe that would be handy for all of us, please, if you don't mind.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
I'll just put it here.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yes. This one. Yeah. Any other questions, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So, just whatever we have learned so far, Lord Brahma has been originated from Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Then Brahma was searching for himself, okay, who am I and where did I originated from and all. After doing millions of meditation, years of meditation, then he saw Mahavishnu in his meditation. Then he realized, okay, how he is originated. After that, what he is doing, Prabhu? Then has he started the creation of the complete universe and everything, or?
Yes, so he starts secondary creation.
Okay. We will cover in the next Monday onwards those things, isn't it, Prabhu?
Mataji, we are
Okay,
going
Hare
to
Krishna, Prabhu.
one block a day, so those things it will take a couple of days to come to that point.
Okay, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Mataji, any other questions?
Prabhu, yeah, at one point, I just heard briefly, but I think missed. I was doing something. You mentioned about you were mentioning about the concerts when Jayavad Mataji asked. So Brahma's concert. Did you mention
Savitri.
Parvati? Sorry, Prabhu.
Brahma's concert Savitri.
Savitri Devi. Okay. So, just maybe ignorant question to ask, like some relate to Saraswati. Is it different or like I have a bit of confusion there?
So here, in this purport, previous shloka, 17th shloka purport, dedicated portions of divinity with Prajapati and Shambhu, both identifying themselves as entities who are separate from the divine essence, sport with their respective non-spiritual consorts, Achit, Viz, Savitri Devi, and Uma Devi, the perverted reflections of the spiritual potency. The Supreme Lord Vishnu is the only Lord of the spiritual potency, Rama or Lakshmi Devi.
Yeah, this sounds like, of course, as a confidential information somehow, like in the mundane world also, even Vedic other stories also, somehow Saraswati Devi was related, to Brahma as consort. So maybe that's a wrong understanding, because I don't have that. For this we have a reference. For that there was no reference, it just came like that hearing. So yeah, we know it all starts from the Ladini Shakti, and it's like more manifestations like that. But the exact name, um, even in ISKCON also many devotees would not know, because they say Brahma and Saraswati. So Brahma and Savitri Devi is new. So yeah, thank you for clarifying that.
Yes, sometimes these words are maybe a bit mingled when it comes to the position of Saraswati. And we also see that one of the concepts of Narayana, there it is described Mahalakshmi, Ganga Devi, and Tulasi, and also Saraswati also come into that picture. Again, there is a fight between, but not exact fight, Saraswati and I think Tulasi Devi.
Yeah, with that story. Yeah.
That comes from the Brahma Vaivarta Mahapurana. And then there is uh, she has cursed something like that, and Saraswati, again, pastimes. They will
She
become,
disappeared, like, yeah,
yes.
underground. Yeah, I mean, what was it? Oh, I know these are all pastimes, but how it's arranged, like when they intermingle in a little mind, I can't remember. So like, of course, this part with Narayan and Saraswati, and then Brahma and Savitri, because Savitri we always heard with Shambhu and Parvati, Savitri, all that, like Durga's different incarnations we heard. So sometimes it's difficult. Maybe with more hearing and more asking and like focusing we on the names, we get that. And we're so fortunate to like even get one chapter of this Brahma Samhita, chapter 5. It's like otherwise this so many information, like books, scriptural books, they burnt in Nalanda and other places. So it's so thankful to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to preserve at least one. So much information is coming, like Guhyatam information we wouldn't just have been able to connect. So much is lost, but at least some we can try. So thank you, Prabhu, and deep diving into these and explaining with the picture. It's like it's still myself considering it's like a bulb switch on and off. Sometimes after 1 week I forget, and then try, because in between it's so busy we don't like get time to again go back to this. So still asking maybe some basic questions, trying to maybe one day get in my mind prayers for that. So thank you. Let's all say three loud Hari Bols for Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari
They
Bol.
want to all of you devotees. And
Hari Bol, Hari
thank you,
Bol, Hari
Mataji.
Bol, Prabhuji.
And also one more point, Saraswati, it is not only the knowledge, also Saraswati river. Saraswati river. So,
Yes, yeah, 2 forms, yeah.
so just to
Yes, similarly, like no Prabhu, we associate one in like personal form and one in like spiritual form. Like even for Lakshmi Devi also is connected to wealth. So similarly, uh, it's Saraswati Devi knowledge as well as I mean it's a river. So but Lakshmi, the wealth, uh, we say it Lakshmi like that. So mm, yeah.
yeah, so those will be revealed a little bit later on, Mataji.
Yeah.
So we will discuss that one.
Yeah, this is so interesting. Like Lord wants us to, very fortunate to be getting the creation story. It's very we can see here so much. Not we hear some other devotees there, of course, preaching Bhagavatam and all, but need the intelligence. Lord bestows that intelligence to be able to understanding the creation story very deeply, and then able to explain. So our interest grows. But today, like I could not, when you asked, like to say something, it's still in the contemplation stage, like trying to get all the information, and maybe after a few shlokas we can put it together. Yeah, still it's like a bulb, or sometimes on, sometimes it's off, fusing. In Hari Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So likewise, for example, here the creation is like the Mahavishnu, he creates universe. He expands himself as Lord Shiva. Again, he concept Lord Shiva concept with Durga Devi, and Mahavishnu concept with Lakshmi Devi or Rama Devi. He never he is in contact with everything, but at the same time, he is not in contact. He is in Yoga Nidra, Yoga Maya, like that. Again, he appears, he gives different analogies to how to understand Namasya Purusham Twadhimishwaram Prakrute Param Alaksham Sarvabhutanam Antar Bahir Avasitam. He is inside, also outside. He is all pervading. Whatever we contemplate in the Lord, it is transcendental knowledge, but in relation to the Lord. So those things, when we describe in different aspects, that is varieties, variegatedness. Devotees relation. Okay, Lord is doing this one. Okay, very beautiful. Oh, Lord is also doing this one. It is very beautiful. Oh, I am just confusing why Lord is doing, because what is happening, you are always contemplating on the Lord. Lord is all pervading. Whatever you speak in contemplation with the Lord, dovetailing with the Lord, it is so pleasing to us. And the anxiety is also transcendental, inquiry is also transcendental, experiencing happiness is also transcendental. Everything in relation to the Lord is transcendental. We keep those things in that mode. Ourselves keep chanting, following regulative principles, and relishing each and everything. In whatever the aspect we see, we relish. And this is Yasyavatara Karmani Gayanti Hasmadadayaha Nayam Vidinti Tatvena Bhagavan. Nayam Tatvena. Here Brahma says to Narada Muni, what to speak the glories of the Lord? Yasya karmani gayanti hasmadadayaha na ayam vidanti tatvena na ayam vidanti tatvena. And we cannot, by scientifically also, we cannot understand the Lord. It's a very beautiful, he says that statement here. Lord Brahma statement to Narada Muni. He describes all incarnations and finally he says, uh, he says that one, yes, Avatar Karmani, I think. Where does that comes? I think it is 7th and then maybe 8th. It should be 2nd canto. And then here in this one, he says that state, I think 6th chapter, I think, not 7th. Yes, yasyavatara karmani gayanti hasmadadayah nayam vidini tatpena tasmai bhagavate namaha. Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto that Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose incarnations and activities are chanted by us for glorification, though he can hardly be fully known as he is. We simply chant and
Yes,
believe.
Prabhu. That's the thing. Yeah, that's the main thing. Simply, it's hard to know. Yeah, in so many scriptures, it's mentioned that even nobody like his close associates also, they cannot understand completely, fully. Yeah, that's the thing. But we try. Yeah, through our own endeavors, keep trying. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Rajalakshmi Mataji, you wanted to add anything, Mataji? Okay, so now we shall conclude and continue it further. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
अनंतकोटि
की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की
Prabhupada
जय
ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare
जय
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण हरे